Welcome to the best talk show in the world. We are going to find a new talent. Oh no, sorry, wrong show. Today we are delighted to be joined by one of the most successful and influential ST2 trainees the world has ever seen. She has conquered the world of showbiz chat shows and has now set her sights on taking over general practice. Currently in her second year of training and excelling at this as well, we hope to learn from her vast experience. Welcome Dr. Ophrah Winfey.
Well, thank you Mr. Cowell for that fantastic introduction, and could I say what amazing teeth you have. What dentist do you go to? I must try them. And I'm happy to see you followed the advice to wear your trousers a little lower.
I'll let you know after the show. We'll do lunch. I have been looking through your GP portfolio. I have to say I'm very impressed. What is your secret?
Thanks, Simon. Firstly, there are a few things that you need to do. To even get to the e-portfolio, you need to apply to join the Royal College of General Practitioners. You can't get onto the e-portfolio until you are a member of the RCGP. You get an email with the login details before you start. Trainees really advise you to do this as soon as possible. It is also important to know about certain forms. It is really important to complete your R7 form. You must also complete a Form R every year to continue your training before starting a placement in general practice. You must also apply to be on the performers list. All of these forms take a long time to sort out, so get started early. You can also visit VTS website, which is North Birmingham VTS.co.uk.
That's very helpful. So what about when you actually get on the e-portfolio?
Well, when you start, it's really important to make sure you sign all the declarations in the declaration section. The e-portfolio also gives you a list of all your jobs and also your educational supervisor. This will be your supervisor for all 3 years. Remember this and treat them really well. They will be responsible for filling in many forms and assessments for you, as well as carrying out your supervisor meetings and reports every 6 months. As soon as you find out who is your supervisor, contact them. It's good to meet them and keep them sweet. You can find their contact details on the North Birmingham GP VTS website.
So what do you actually put on the e-portfolio?
Lots of things. The main things to remember: logs, and more logs. The RCP expect 2 or 3 reflective log entries every week, with 300 in total by the end of the 3 years of training. However, they keep changing the goalposts and number change, so it's best to keep up to date from the training program directors.
Well, that seems like quite a lot of entries. How do you find the time?
Well, sometimes it is hard to get the time and I cheat a bit.
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes I open a reflective log even if I don't have a chance to finish it then and there. I find that if I do that, I can then remember to complete it when I have more time. I put down a few lines about the case and then use it to jog the old memory. It keeps the RCP happy because we are showing we are reflecting regularly and you are completing the learning cycle. This is particularly helpful in busy jobs such as A&E.
So what should you put in these logs?
Well, at least one of the 2 a week should involve a clinical encounter. They should show reflection and learning. If you share a log entry, you can then send it to your PDP or your personal development plan. This then uses your learning points to create a new PDP. This can be a real time saver. You should aim to do 2 of these a month. If you then follow up the PDP with a new log entry, this is a great way to show reflective learning. You can then tick off the PDP. Job done. Oh, and remember, PDPs should be smart.
What does that mean?
Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time-bound.
Okay, so is there any other stuff on e-portfolio?
Well, as well as the reflective log and PDPs, there is a whole lot of evidence you need to get. This includes case-based discussions, clinical evaluation exercise, otherwise popularly known as a mini CEX, or COTS, which stands for Consultation Observation Tool, and DOPS, which is a short for the Direct Observation of Procedural Skills. In ST1 you need 3 CBDs and 3 mini CEX for each 6-month review period. This is the same for ST2, so you will need to nag to get these done. In each job you also need a consultant who is your clinical supervisor to complete a clinical supervisor report or CSR. Again, nagging is often needed. The jobs can be difficult to do, so check which ones you need and really do your best to get them observed. You only need them done once. A&E can be good to get a variety of jobs. Multi-source feedback or MSF must also be completed each year, so it's good to get them done early in the year.
So you talked about your supervisor and reviews. When do they happen?
You need to meet with your educational supervisor twice a year. This should be in December and May, and you need to have your minimum evidence of CBDs or mini-KEX or COTS before each meeting. You also need to complete a self-appraisal before each supervisor meeting. This does take quite a bit of time to do. All this is to stop you being called to the ARCP.
So what's the IRCP?
It stands for the Annual Review of Competency Progression. It's like the X Factor panel with OCD. Trust me, you really need to avoid this. You just got to do logs and more logs. They meet twice a year and you really need to be around when they meet, because they can call you in at a moment's notice. Keep your phone on and listen out for it. Sorry, was that mine?
Oh, switch it off. You can tell the panel you were on TV avec moi. Anyway, the panel sure sounds great. Maybe that's something I would like to do.
I think you would be good at it.
So is there any protected teaching for GP VTS?
Yeah, there are mandatory teaching sessions for GP trainees. They are on a Thursday afternoon during term times. The details can be found on the North Birmingham VTS website. If you are not able to make it, let someone know via email or you will be collared. And remember to always complete a log about it.
So are you going to do a reflective log on me? You know, young, handsome and rich.
Hey, you may be right on the rich bit.
Oh, okay. So are there any tips for your time in general practice placements?
Well, this would be a good one for you, Simon. In general practice, instead of mini-KEX, you get to carry out COTS. This involves videoing yourself in a consultation and then watching it back. Just your cup of tea.
On that note, we need to wrap up there. Well, that's been very enlightening, Ophrah. Thank you.